Hi, this is Capurno Piso, exposing the sickness that nobody seems to see, the mental disorder, which is religious beliefs. Christianity is the worst. And as you can see today, we have this idea of this general that went rogue. General McChrystal, the new crusader, is a Christophrenic. So from a Christophrenia. The whole thing develops in the Crusades, these imaginary friends and all that. And people don't see this disorder. When you believe in imaginary friends we are created by the brain, you have a problem, like schizophrenics do. And we can see here the Crusades in 1099.
The walls were breached, and the Muslim defenders were
nuts. I mean, they kill everyone. Bloodbath. They burned Jews alive in synagogues. It's amazing what they did.
Religious beliefs are mental illness, and there's many types. And there's been the constant friction and intolerance between the Christophrenics, Islamophrenics, and the rest of them. And we see now, after the Crusade, we have the Inquisitions and all that, and then we had the religious wars. And here's an example. This is about 13th century.
One Christ-Psychotic fighting another Christ-Psychotic. Religious wars. That's what they start.
Believing their bloody sacrifice earns them God's grace, flagellants claim to perform Christ.
See, Christian Hitler got all that idea from the Crusades and the 13th century, the 11th century. And you can see here, he was very deeply, he wrote his own Bible. He attended church, they have Christmas, they observe everything. Germany loved him. And you can see here, you know, imitated the symbol of the benediction of Christ, which is a Roman salute, in his Nazi soldiers. And he wrote a Bible and everything. You have the cross and the swastika and side by side in charity works. Even you have the Boy Scouts using the swastika, like the Pope too. And basically, the whole thing is a mental illness. It's, they believe in. We can see that all that's Christianity, Christ-Psychosis, like Nazism, all Christians, and that evolve and develop, as you can see here.
But he also manages the gold smuggled out of Nazi Germany at the end of the war.
So the Nazis and Americans had something in common.
But it's not only the Nazis who helped their own to escape. In the war against Soviet communism and Germany on the front line, American intelligence agents turned to former Nazi security officers for information on left-wing threats.
Nazis and Americans got along very well.
One such Nazi devised his own plan of escape.
Many generals began working for the CIA.
General Reinhard Gehlen was head of German military intelligence on the eastern...
And everything is controlled by the church. And from 1700 years. So everything is militaristic and all zombie Jesus nonsense. And evolved, created all the great armies. And Hitler loved them and imitated all this Christian crap. And the Jews are the Christ killers, so they have to be persecuted. So that transformed into the American government and militaristic system. They have German helmets, you know, and it's obvious. The Supreme Court of the United States are all Christophrenics. Extremely dangerous.
You're deluded. You belong in the mental.
Christ died for me. I don't serve a God who I have to die for him. He died for me. I don't serve a God who I have to die.
And the Christian church have controlled governments for millennia. So therefore you have everybody's brainwashed and conditioned. And Christianity causes pedophilia, intolerance, and practically everything. And we can see this right here. These are samples.
Fatality. This bombing at a Birmingham clinic killed a police guard.
Christ-Psychosis is a terrible disease. It's a mental illness that nobody sees. The Supreme Court of the United States has 6 Catholics, Christophrenics. Like Roberts is terrible. He has epileptic attacks and he has a really problem. He's a ticking time bomb, the man. And they're 3 Jewish. And the Jews are the best because they're practically all of them are atheists. They don't believe in all that crap. They're keeping the tradition. And so there's still hope. And so there's still hope.
John Roberts
Had a cup of coffee with the nominee.
And Justice Samuel Alito.
I, Samuel A. Alito Jr., do solemnly swear.
Swearing to tell the truth on a book of myths. But none of these guys will meet a neurology test, especially Roberts. These people suffer from a schizophrenia disorder of accepting resurrecting zombies as reality, and nobody seems to see this. These people are insane. See, the gravest problem in the United States is schizophrenia-infected universities and schools, like Bob Jones University, Liberty University, and all those. I mean, they will get all these lunatics, all these schizophrenic retards running around and become lawyers, judges, and even presidents. And then we'll be really in trouble.
Orwell's final creation. A law school where the 10 Commandments are found carved outside these classroom doors.
Retards.
This is Danelle Torsini with Positive Christian Agenda.
Danelle
Schizophrenic agenda.
is trying to change America. One phone call, one email,
retard.
one Christians to use their voices to influence politics. Politics. It was founded in 1989 on the coattails of Pat Robertson's failed bid for president.
The grandest schizophrenic of them all.
Christians in the 80s.
And because of Christophenia, that's the reason we have in the schools, brainwashing the mind of everybody. That's the reason you have the KKK and white supremacists and neo-Nazis and all military organizations and all those people, anti-black and anti-Jews and everything, and including General McChrystal. With our armed forces and generals, all that, they are infected by the problems with the Christian crap, with Christophenia, since they are kids. And then they go to West Point and go to the academies, and they're all infected with Christianity. They cannot stand to see a black man that is not a true Christian as president, as his boss. And especially, he is mentally healthy. He's an atheist, a brilliant, brilliant man. They cannot stand that. That's the problem.
Belief system and weaponry, even those who appear to be misguided, can be extraordinarily dangerous, and that's what I do in my lectures for long.
Okay, well he says the tough part. Tom, last question, if you can close it.
And our troops, which are Christophrenic and brainwashed and extremely ignorant, and they go into Iraq and Afghanistan, and they don't give a shit, and they kill these people that are considered inferior and heretics.
Private embassy security guards holding what appear to be wild, half-naked drinking parties away from the embassy.
Typical Christian idiots.
Hugely inflammatory in a Muslim country.
That's right.
The independent watchdog group Project on Government Oversight, or POGO for short, to say supervisors pressured others to join in.
Of course, Christian supervisors, retard.
Performed.
It's like a schizophrenic.
After about a 6 or I was actually
New Crusaders.
Made his way to this small Afghan compound.
Instead of a rifle, produce of science, take a bow and arrow, moron.
And McChrystal is schizophrenic. Big surprise. It's an article, October 2009. Who is McChrystal? But it's obvious to me that it's a Christophrenic. It's a deluded man that believes in resurrecting zombies. It's extremely dangerous. Well, like time bombs.
It's a really widespread feeling.
That's what happened with Christophenia, right there. The Christians that think the shadows thing stink and the Muslims are evil and all that crap. That's the reason he's there.
You know, it sounds like he gave
the Crusaders
a briefing that he might give a bunch of other commanders.
Sure.
Exactly.
Conduct represented in the recently published article does not meet the standard that should be set by a commanding general.
He's a schizophrenic asshole.
It undermines the civilian control of the military that is at the core of our democratic system.
Exactly.
First, I have a responsibility to the extraordinary men and women who are fighting this war.
But the piece of shit McChrystal should know that yes,
elected to lead.
Biden bits you, piece of shit.
I've got no greater honor
yes,
than serving as commander-in-chief of our men and women in uniform. Support for the men and women who defend it. Thank you very much.
And you know, he didn't say God bless America at all. Very well done.
The United States going
excellent.
To the Oval Office from the Rose Garden surrounded.
Read between the lines. Obama is mentally healthy. In other words, an atheist. By seeing an insane asylum of America filled with Christophrenics. He's our only hope. Pace Di Rome.